right, so now we finally jump into the first Daniel chapter 7 beast. I'm gonna just jump right into it. Daniel chapter 7 verse 2. And 4 great beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. So we've already covered this previously. I have a video dedicated towards the meaning of beasts, and I have another video relating to the sea and how these beasts are diverse from each other, so you can check those out. All right, so now let's jump right into it. So it says Daniel 7:4, the first was like a lion, it had eagle's wings. I beheld till the wings thereof were plucked, and it was lifted up from the earth, and made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. Now, in establishing what this beast is, we're going to break it down into 3 elements. We're going to deal with the lion and the eagle's wings together. Then we're going to deal with how the wings were plucked. And then last, we're going to deal with it where it says, made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. So now, the first beast is first, as it represents strength and swiftness. Now, this is not according to me. This is according to as it is written in 2 Samuel chapter 1 verse 23. It says, Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles. They were stronger than lions. So this is not me. This is according to the scriptures. We see that the lion represents strength and the eagle represents swiftness. Okay, so now we have to touch on the plucked wings as it is written. And so in order to do this, what we're going to do, we're going to go to Revelation chapter 4, starting at verse 7. Now this is going to talk about 4 beasts as well, but this is in dealing with a separate kingdom. So it says, and the first beast was like a lion, and the second beast like a calf, and the third beast had a face as a man, and the fourth beast was like a flying eagle. So verse 8. Now the takeaway here in relevant part, it says, and the 4 beasts had each of them 6 wings about him. That's, a relevant part to what we're dealing with. So you have 4 beasts, and each of them have 6 wings. That's what we're here to dissect. All right, so when we jump up to verse 4, and round about the throne were 24 seats, and upon the seats I saw 24 elders sitting. Okay, so when you have 4 beasts and each of them have 6 wings, you get the number 24. That's what we have right here. But this 24 is talking about elders sitting. These elders have authority. Now we're going to break that down even further. Now, when we see these elders or wings in action, we can see that in Exodus 24 from the top. And he said unto Moshe, come up unto the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel. Okay, so right here we see that these elders have authority or wings over the nation of Israel. They are above. That's the symbolism. Wings they give you height or stature. You're above someone else. Okay, so this beast that we're dealing with, as we go back to Daniel, this beast has authority. Right here in Matthew, we have yet another example of authority. Matthew 26 and 59. Now the chief priests and elders and all the council, see, these are people with positions of power that are not given to everybody else, sought false witness against so-called Jesus to put him to death. See, they had the authority to make those types of decisions. Now they were wicked, but that's another story. But my point here is to show that, you know, they had wings. You see what I'm saying? So here's another page here to show, you know, a little example here to show that having authority. Now this is not per se in the book. I like to do things as they're written from the book, but this just basically supports it, showing that presbyteros is the Greek word 4245, and dealing with having authority, okay, acting in a specific role, okay, the nature, position, and the character of the person, implying maturity, dignity, experience, and honor, okay. That's what this is. So the first beast we're dealing with in Daniel, the lion having eagle's wings, and those wings being plucked, that means somebody's authority was stripped from them or removed. So we see that the plucked wings means removed authority. Now, as we revisit Daniel 7:4, the lion having eagle's wings, the wings, we see that they represent authority. So this beast, in this beast, we're going to see authority being removed, and we're going to tie the third element here, made stand upon the feet as a man, and a man's heart was given to it. We're going to bring all of this together, and Daniel's going to show what this first beast is. Not me. Daniel did the work. I'm just revisiting his work. So now let's get the revelation of this beast, right? This is all in chapter 4 of the same book. Okay, so 4 verse 22 is where we're going to start. It says, "It is you, O king, that are grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reached unto heaven, and your dominion to the end of the earth." Right? So we see here that, okay, first we're dealing with a king, and you see that word strong symbolizing that lion, because remember in Samuel's it said the lion represents strength. So and we see that here, having dominion to the end of the earth, right? So, and obviously kings have authority. So we see how this is all going to tie in. This is all as it is written. Now we go up to verse 16, right? "Let his," that's this king, "heart be changed from man's, and let a beast's heart be given unto him, and let 7 times pass over him." Right? So when we go and we see that there would be a need for a man's heart to be given unto this particular beast. Well, this is why, because he was given a beast's heart. So now as we go to verse 31, now it might seem like I'm going all over the place in this chapter. I recommend reading this whole chapter, but obviously this is a video. I'm not reading the whole chapter for a video. I'm just hitting the key points. So verse 31, "While the word was in the king's mouth, there fell a voice from heaven, saying, O King Nebuchadnezzar, to you it is spoken, the kingdom is departed from you." So now we see that we have a name, King Nebuchadnezzar. We're going to say King Nebi for short. But you see here, the kingdom is departed from you. This is his wings being plucked. His authority as king was taken from him right here. Jump down to verse 34. "And at the end of the days, I, Nebuchadnezzar, lifted up my eyes unto heaven, and my understanding returned unto me. And I blessed the Most High, and I praised and honored him that lives forever, whose dominion is an everlasting dominion, and his kingdom is from generation to generation." So we see how this is him having his heart, or being humbled, and his heart was returned to him. He was prideful, he was king, he was powerful and strong, he was brought down. This is his heart returning to him, a man's heart, and the heart of a beast being removed. Now let's transition to verse 28. It says, All this came upon the king Nebuchadnezzar. At the end of 12 months, he walked in the palace of the kingdom of Babel. It says it's clear as day that these things are pertinent to Nebuchadnezzar, who was the king of Babel. This is your first beast, according to the scriptures, as it is written. Nobody, I ain't gonna say nobody, most people don't do the long math version to reveal what any of these beasts are, yet alone this one. So as a bonus to these episodes here, I'm gonna also kind of kill two birds with one stone. What I'm gonna also do is go through and we're gonna go, basically we might as well knock out there are 7 heads and 10 horns as we see in Revelation. That goes along with this. So as we move forward, you'll see what I'm talking about. Daniel 5, chapter 5 from the top. Belshazzar the king made a great feast to 1,000 of his lords and drank wine before the thousands. Verse 2. Belshazzar, while he tasted wine, commanded to bring the gold and silver vessels which his father Nebuchadnezzar had taken out of the temple which was in Jerusalem, that the king and his princes, his wives, and his concubines might drink therein. So we see here that these are two kings. There's a father and son. We see that Nebuchadnezzar got knocked down, so they didn't just go without a king. His son rose up and was king. Okay, now as we go to the very end of this chapter, because basically Belshazzar ruled for like a chapter, right? But anyway, we'll start at verse 30. And that night was Belshazzar the king of the Chaldeans slain. And that's very important too, the way he died. But we go to verse 31. And Darius the Median took the kingdom. Okay, that's the point. The Medes took the kingdom from Babylon, right? So that's going to start to transition into the next kingdom, or quote unquote beast. But for now, we're going to see that there were 2 heads, right? The 2 heads were Nebuchadnezzar and his son Belshazzar. They are the heads of Babylon, and they are also 2 of the heads of the 7 heads and 10 horns. That's it, as it is written. Until next time.